Hi, it's Rob. I'm over at Franklin. I'm up in the attic, just looking at the thermal sensor up here to get a sense of what's happening temperature-wise up in the attic. Obviously, as you can see, all these little pieces of 2x4s and whatnot are holding a little more heat than the actual attic. These pieces of wood are hovering around 1 degree, -1 degree, somewhere in there around there. But the actual attic insulation, if you look down at the surface of all this blown in, we're anywhere from -8.5, -10 in some spots. If I look further back towards the back of the attic there, you'll see that we're down at -13 in some spots, -12. So it's pretty cold up here. If I look over here, I'm over closer by the attic hatch, so there's a lot more heat over here, but even still we're in the -5, -6 degree area. If I look at the outside wall, that's not even insulated at all right now. That outside wall is holding -3, so that's not too bad. But again, the key concern up here is that the top of the insulation still, on top of the actual blown-in, is sitting there at -6, -7 degrees on top of the blown-in. In some areas it's -8, -9. -10 in some spots, so it's certainly good insulation up here. The attic is quite cool as I'm up here. Obviously there's some things that are going to hold a little more heat, like the plumbing pipes are obviously going to hold a little more heat because they're not wrapped with insulation. This duct here obviously is a little bit warmer. The spray foamed skylight column is a little bit warmer than the surrounding attic. You can see the shape of it there, so that's hovering sort of just above freezing point, but again it's well insulated with 6 inches of 2-pound spray foam, so that's gonna obviously keep the heat out of the attic. But again, for the most part, I'm noticing a lot of -10, -11 degrees, -12 degrees in most spots. Even on top of the insulation, looking down here, we're in some spots -3, -4, but then again in some other spots we're at -8, -9, and again further back -10, -12. So there's definitely good cool air up here. I can feel the draft. Obviously you can see the daylight coming through from where the ventilation is. So this attic is well ventilated, it's well insulated, and again we're averaging a temperature for the most part up here of, I'd say, -6, anywhere from -6 to -10 degrees, depending on where I aim it right now. So that's a good sign that the attic is breathing well, and that even on top of this blown-in insulation, we're still in the negatives as opposed to the positives. So this attic's doing very well for insulation. We'll have to address the attic insulation over at other project, but so far everything's going great over here with the insulation. It's breathing well. I can feel the draft coming through the soffits, blowing up into all these attic vents that we've got installed. So that's going great. And again, we've got everything, all the duct work that runs through to vent the exhaust fans are all insulated. Obviously the stack doesn't get insulated, but the exhaust fan does. So it's looking good up here, and it's nice and cool, which is to be expected for the attic. So all's well over here.